Hello again, Luke Bug, the Geek of Steel here, and it is Sunday the 26th of June, and I've just got back from my adventure to London for the Superman in concert event at the Royal Albert Hall. And I needed to jump on just to share some thoughts about this magical night that I've been waiting for so long, just like so many other people have been waiting for. There's going to be a new episode of the Podcast of Steel dedicated to this night because I've got so much to say about it. But this is just going to be a quick video sharing my thoughts, sharing my quick review, and sharing some footage from the event. Obviously, I couldn't film the show because the film was playing, but I did manage to film some of the explosive standing ovation that happened at the end. And everybody on that stage deserved it, including the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra and Maestro Anthony Gabrielli, the conductor that helped bring this show to life. And as you know, I've already spoken with Anthony on a previous podcast, but yesterday was the first time we were able to meet in real life, as it were. And it was a fantastic moment to finally shake his hand, give him a cuddle, and say thank you for all that he has done for the tapestry of the Superman world. And he did our hero proud. Such a magical night. And as we know, it's been postponed lots of times because of the pandemic. But yesterday it finally happened, and I travelled to London for this event. And it was everything I hoped it would be and more. The glorious Royal Albert Hall. I've never attended an event here, and people kept on saying, well, when you hear the music, you're going to feel the music. And yeah, I understand why now, because I really did feel it, every single note. I was there helping the Royal Albert Hall. I've been helping them with the marketing for this event since I first heard about it, way back in 2019, I think. So yeah, it has been a long time coming, but it finally happened, and it was well worth the wait to be in there and see everyone getting excited. And that moment when I walked into the hall for the first time, I felt very honoured that I was able to go inside before the audience got in their seats to get some footage, to get some video, and to get some photographs. I was there with my good friend Kibler and my own little Jimmy Olsen. He was there to help me take photographs, and he did a fantastic job. And to be in that hall and see where we would be sitting, and to see the stage and to see that huge screen where the film was projected, it just felt like home in a way. And yeah, just a very special night that I won't be forgetting for a long time to come. And as we were there, a couple of the musicians were tuning the piano, and I could hear some notes echoing throughout the hall, and that gave me goosebumps just being there for that. And so we got lots of photographs, we got lots of video that I'll be sharing over my social medias over the next few days, weeks, months, years. I won't stop talking about this event, and I won't stop sharing about it because it was just so brilliant. And then we went outside and saw Paul from DC World, saw lots of other Superman fans from all around the world. This place, it was like an international event, and it felt real when I was there in that moment, when everybody was there meeting up with friends and family for this event, seeing people in Superman t-shirts and Superman costumes. I saw lots of Supermen. I saw a wonderful Lois Lane. I'll throw some of those pictures up on the screen now. And yeah, just a magical night. But as I said, before we went in, I did meet Anthony. And as I promised him on the podcast, I wanted him to sign my Superman vinyl that I took along for the adventure. And he did. He signed it. And this is my sort of dog-eared copy. This vinyl has been in my collection now for many years. I do have another one that's, as we tend to do, collectors, we have one for display and one for storing away nice and safely. That is the one that I will have on display, because that is the one that went with me to witness this magical event, this Superman in concert inside the glorious Royal Albert Hall. And it was just that. It was glorious. Sitting down in my seat, looking at the stage, looking at that screen, just waiting for Anthony to come on and start conducting this film. I was waiting for that screen to light up as well. And when it did, sort of the air was electric. Everybody was hustling and bustling and getting in their seats ready for this moment. And yes, I've seen the film so many times before, and I've heard the soundtrack so many times. I've never seen it in a cinematic experience on a cinema screen. And so yesterday was a very special day for me, and that's one of the many reasons why this night will stay with me. But when that film started up and I heard the music and I heard the cheering and I heard the applause, and you hear those first few notes, it was magical. It was magical, magical night. And I think all of us have got favourite scenes in the film. We've got favourite moments where Superman saves the day or Lex Luthor does something despicable. But for me, yes, of course, I love the helicopter scene. But there are some beautiful, touching scenes in there, including the scene where, sadly, the young Clark Kent comes back from football practice and Pa Kent passes away. The music in that scene and the direction in that scene is just stunning. And to watch that live with the music, it hit differently, so differently. And this was, I've mentioned this before, that my father passed away at a young age, the same age almost as as young Clark Kent, which is a bit of a sort of a bit, poetic there, but that's a scene that always hits home with me. And recently, sadly, the conductor, Anthony's father, passed away. And he did mention on the podcast that was going to be possibly a tricky moment for him to conduct. But because Anthony is just a professional through and through, he did a fantastic job from start to finish, as did the whole orchestra. Which is why at the end of this video, I will share the standing ovation that happened at the end that seemed to go on forever. And they were all deserving of that applause. Anthony even came back for an encore, and there was just constant whistling and clapping and cheering and whooping. It was just electric. And for those people that were there, hello. I was giving out lots of cards throughout the night. I've still got a few left. I was giving out sort of badges and stickers and some of these 1978 trading cards. And everyone who was there that night can back up my review by saying it was just a magical night, and one that I don't think I will ever experience again unless I go to another Superman concert. It was like hearing the film and seeing the film for the first time. All those notes hit differently, all those jokes were a little bit more funny. And to be in that hall and hear the laughter of everyone around when those jokes happened, when those scenes happened, when the young girl got a smack off her mum for telling tales about somebody saving her cat from a tree. It was all so special. Every single moment of it. The whole night was just fantastic. I can, when the intermission happened, I came outside to grab some air with Kibla, and everyone just seemed so happy, talking about the film, talking about their memories of the film, talking about just how iconic this film is and the role of Superman and Clark Kent by Christopher Reeve. It was special, just so special. And that moment, the rooftop scene, which is a wonderful scene from start to finish. The flirtatious jokes, the awkward lines, the fumbling over sentences that happened during that scene. That was a highlight for me, just because of all the laughter that was happening, the absolute charm that Christopher Reeve just pours out of him in that scene. And not only that, because when we go from that scene to the flying scene to the moment when we see Clark Kent arrive at Lois's door, and he does that fantastic acting, physical acting, where he shrinks down and he's about to reveal to Lois Lane that he is in fact Superman, and then he changes his mind and puts the glasses back on, and we see him transform from Clark Kent to Superman in an instant. That was a definite highlight for me to see that moment, and the whole night is going to stay with me forever. I can't stop thinking about it and that event. And I got some postcards as little souvenirs. I've got my press pass on my big wall of weird in front of me, and I've got the ticket to go in my scrapbook. It was just a phenomenal evening. And when I came out at the end, I did record some more segments for the podcast, and there were moments when I got teary-eyed. Just the realization that this night did in fact happen, and it was sadly over. But when I was outside, I was talking to fellow Superman fans, bumped into a few followers and fans as well, which was always nice to hear. I'm not the best at receiving compliments, but it was very nice to have some very nice words said about me. And you know who you are. You're listening to this and you're watching this because you said you would, but you asked to remain nameless. But thank you and enjoy the badge. But just a wonderful night, a truly wonderful night. So thank you to everyone that was there that made it so special. Thank you to all the wonderful staff at the Royal Albert Hall that made this night happen. Thank you to the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra for playing John Williams' score so beautifully. And thank you to Maestro Anthony Gabrielli for helping conduct the music. It was just an absolutely fantastic evening that I will never forget. And I'm starting to ramble because I'm getting I'm getting misty-eyed just thinking about that night. And I want to do it all over again. I would love to see that film again with a live orchestra, because it left a huge mark on me. It felt wonderful yesterday to be a Superman fan and be in that building with all that magic. And I will be seeing it again. I don't know when, I don't know where, but it will be happening. So yes, I talk about this a lot more on the podcast of Still, which was a special review episode about Superman in concert. And I did share some of the audio from my interviews and that standing ovation at the end. But what I will leave you with now is some footage from at the end when the film ended and Maestro Anthony Gabrielli bowed to the audience and to the orchestra, left the stage and then came back on. And in that moment, I was very, very proud to call Anthony a friend, because he deserved every second of that standing ovation. So yes, I'm Luke Buck, the Geek of Still. You can follow me online. All my links are below. Please do the whole link. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And listen to that episode of the podcast of Still, where I absolutely ramble on about why this was one of the best nights of my life. Stay safe, and I'll be back soon.